What's going on, everybody? It's your man Tuck from BOREDinDE, and today, man, I got one of my oldest friends, both in music and in life, DJ Rated R. What's happening, man?
Pleasure to be here, bruh. This
Yeah,
is
man.
like, yo, I felt like 007 when I came in. I'm like, oh, I gotta get buzzed in. I was like, can I get a martini, shaken, not stirred?
Now, my girl is usually the bartender, but she had a long night last night, so she passed out.
Okay.
Because she would have been like, "What you want to drink?" 'Cause remember,
yeah,
she
yeah.
got us tore up in here last time.
Off the blue drink.
Off the blue drink.
Blue drink.
Yeah, we had the best kept soul up in here, and we was all messed up.
Yo, they're dope.
Yeah,
They're very
actually, their singer, Dwayne, he was in the corner of the couch, like we couldn't even tell if his eyes was open. He's like, "Yo, this stuff good. I don't need no more water."
Call that Blue Soul. That's what we're gonna name that.
But yeah, getting back to you, man. What's been going on, man?
What hasn't been going on, man? Had to come up here for an event, so it was convenient to come by and talk with you. And your thing is, I watch all your clips that you put up.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm a fan.
That's what's up,
I'm a
man.
fan.
'Cause you know, I'm definitely a fan. Like, when me and you could probably take this whole show and talk music from Delaware's affecting hip hop from like the 80s, because when we all got into it, it was straight out of love. Straight out of love.
Take paychecks,
Yeah.
go to Philly, and spend them on records.
All day. All day. Hold on, let me
Million
move
times.
this down a little bit, because that's like in your face a little bit. There
Oh,
we
okay.
go.
You can hear me all right, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you good, you good. But
So how much was the record at that time?
$5.99, right? $4.99.
It was-
some was
See, I
$3.99.
was coming back with crates of records.
Yeah,
There's a
'cause-
lot of bags.
yeah,
A lot of bags.
I think a single was about $3.99. The album was like $8.99 or $9.99 or something like that.
It all depended.
On the artist?
It just depended on how hot the record was, you know. Because sometimes you would pick up and get a $3.99 record, but then you would get $4.99. Sometimes you get $5.99.
But some of the best deals was the ones that motherfuckers never heard of. That was like 99 cents, $1.99. You'd be like, let me get two of them, because back when we was doing it, it wasn't digital. So you bought a lot of records. You bought the two that you performed with, two that you practiced with, and one that you just wanted to have to play. Like if it was that dope. So if you go into some of our crates, you'd be like, damn, why you got like 5-6 copies of this? Be like, yo, man, because once that needle burn hit, record ain't no good no more.
Yeah, and it used to be bad when we first started out, because what was it, using Stanton 580s?
Yeah.
You know, that was before the orthophons, and you had to manipulate them. You had to put maybe a nickel or a dime, depending on how heavy your hand was. Now Tuck's hands was heavy, but Tuck had cut. I mean, his chirps was just they were bad. And I was like, man, I want to be just like that.
Yo, it's so funny to see his face, because he's sitting here like, this cat, man, he told me he's the DJ, but now that he's like my producer and he's always here and we're talking with people, he's like, wow, dog, you got a whole story of your own. Because I'm like, yo, when I say these cats, like when Monty talked about, I wanted the interview to be about him, and he's like, well, yo, I can't be about me because it's about you, because you was there. And then like my boy TCB used to always say, like, yo, dog, you was always Professor X pulling us together. he was like, you was the man. So Rated R, like let's go back to your early days of DJing and everything. Now, where the name came from, and then what made you want to DJ?
So, 86, going to Del Castle, and I met this kid named Chris. White boy could rap. This was before Eminem had skills. So we started making little tapes and stuff. And he's like, man, they shouldn't call you DJ Rand, because at that point in time there was a DJ Rand that existed, which is my mentor. So he's like, we gotta call you something else. So he's like, we should call you Rated R, because you gotta be over 17 to listen to. So I'm like, okay, I like it.
That works.
So it stuck. And I don't know what made me want to DJ. I just love music. Used to listen to Lady B every Sunday, you know.
Oh man, the street beat and everything.
Street beat was crazy. Plus you had influence. Like I said, I heard several, you did tapes then.
Yeah.
You did tapes?
Another guy that influenced me, I don't know if you remember Bob Joyner.
The name sounds familiar. Yeah.
And he was Garfield Park.
Yeah.
He was ignorant. He had some hands on the 12, so he was an influence as well. So
Yeah, because real rap, some of the best DJs came out of Newcastle.
yeah,
You know,
that's facts.
Some of the best DJs in Delaware came out of Newcastle.
Really?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So just started buying records, but I was just doing it in the room. You know, I was kind of the basement DJ, and I did this ladies' party. Had like a crate and then a half a crate. I did an entire party off a crate and a half of records, but
Wow.
it worked. So after that, started doing parties, started investing. Got a manager. Started booking me at Dell State and Lincoln and Cheney, Temple, traveling. That's how I
Traveling with crates.
crates and speakers.
Yeah, and speaking, because this is long before Serato and stuff like that. We're talking
this
what?
was 90s.
Yeah.
This is late 80s, 90s. And that's all I knew was, and man, late nights. Because parties was over at college, too. Then you gotta make the trek back. You get in the house 4 o'clock, then you gotta be to work 7.
Right.
Where was the farthest you was driving with all that? Was it just you, or you had like a crew?
We had, everybody wanted to roll, you know.
Right.
Oh, you going to such and such, you know. Yeah, come on. You carry something, you can get in.
Right.
So.
That was the crazy part. People will always be with you to carry stuff in, but at the end of the
Party
party,
over.
you got to hunt them cats down. Especially if a couple of them got lucky with some girls or something.
And see, everybody used to get lucky when they rolled to our parties. Because,
Right.
I mean, parties, that's when Dell State had parties and the whole floor would be wet after the party
Just for
was
sweat
over.
and
Just,
everything.
oh, just ugly. Those
Right.
are the dopest parties. Dopest.
And these were the parties where it was less violence. It wasn't, you might have had a scuffle or a loud argument,
I mean,
but
yeah, you still had some.
wasn't nobody getting carried away and getting
no.
RIP shirts made or nothing like
Right.
that.
Nah, it wasn't that bad, but it was bad enough, you know.
A few every once in a while they shut the party down.
But you know, those parties really taught DJs of how to play all lanes, like not just play hip hop or R&B joints, but you learn to play go-go music, reggae. You know, I hated reggae.
Really?
When I first started, oh man, I wanted to play Black Moon in the party. I quickly found out. I found out very quickly that ain't gonna work.
Who got the props? Was it gonna ring off?
That didn't work, yo. It did not work. But then, you learn. And you learn quick. And then to be able to play all the lanes, that's what makes you a commodity, you know?
Now, when did you feel that you I made it as a DJ?
I ain't never felt that.
Never felt that.
I'm still striving for it. After all these years, I mean, I've done a lot of stuff, but still, there's still more to do.
Now, what was your first radio gig?
Commercial or college?
We could do both, like college.
Okay, so college radio is WVUD, University of Delaware, but I was on there for like 9 years.
Wow.
So, that started 90, 91. My dude Sherman, he passed away a few years ago. R.I.P. to Sherman, but yeah, we had a show on Mondays, and I was mixing on his show. But I did several commercial radio gigs, but I kept doing VUD.
Okay.
I didn't want to let it go because that's where you got your start. You kind of want to stick with it. So
Now, when did the Delaware local station come in with you and Melly Mel?
that was 97.
Okay.
But at 97, I was on PHI in Philly, which used to be Philly 103.9.
Okay.
I used to be on there. But then when the Delaware station came, I jumped ship and came down here and stuck with them.
Yeah, because actually, when I was having a photography, you let me come up there and get some snaps of you and stuff like that.
I remember that. I still got the pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was some good times and stuff, man.
Yeah. I was on that. Had a guest spot on 99, Power 99 before, but like a lot of us got on there. Breeze got on. I don't know if you remember DJ Breeze, but yeah, DJ Breeze was one of the cats that used to run with us, real heavy, Shorty T.
Okay.
So we all used to run together. Just if you seen one at a party, you already knew what it was. So
Now, were you one of the early adopters of digital when everything started going digital and everything, or were you kind of reluctant, like
I didn't want to do it, but I did. I jumped ship quick. I think it was a fella down Dover that I know. He had bought it, but he hadn't started using it. I got it in like 2005. I got it, but I was still carrying records because it was unstable.
Right.
Super unstable. So, 2005. And that's when the vinyl started dwindling off. Like, I used to come home and have packages from Def Jam and Rockefeller and Bad Boy. My porch used to be packed full of vinyl because they would send it to me. When you're on the radio, you just get stuff for free, promotional.
Right. So you didn't have to join no record pool and nothing. They were just sending stuff to you.
But I was still in the record pool too.
Oh, okay.
Because I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything, you know. So, I had the record pool, and then whatever came in the mail.
Because they was hoping you was going to break their record.
Oh, yeah. But see, that was the great part, when you got it. Most of the time, there was no question when you got Bad Boy Records, Rockefeller, anything Def Jam. When you got those labels, you already knew.
It's fire.
Yep. As soon as you open it, I ain't even going to question it. I'm just going to play it.
Yeah, because you know what, Radar? I think it was one of your mixes that I actually first heard Diggable Planets. I think it was one of your mixes because I was like, who the hell are these cats and stuff? But it was knocking. And I was like, well, damn, I heard this on one of Radar's joints and stuff. And then I started hearing it because I was in college around time. So I started hearing it more and more. And I'm like, wow, good old DJ Radar schooled the world on some shit.
You found out you broke cool like that.
Who knows? I don't be knowing. I just if you believe in the music, that's probably the biggest thing of DJing. You gotta believe in the music.
Right.
And I think that's what's wrong with a lot of these cats now because they looking to see what the next guy's playing instead of trusting your own ear. You gotta trust your own ears,
Because the DJ makes it hot. It's not just. I mean, sometimes it already come that way, but that's what y'all. That's what.
But you kind of endorsing when you play new stuff. You're endorsing it like, hey, yeah, check this out, support this.
So what do you think of the state of DJing now with so many people just hopping in and not really knowing the crowd or the audience? Is just I'm gonna just play whatever's hot and stuff. What do you think of the state of that now?
It's I hate it the way it is. Because you have promoters that have like 10 DJs on the card. All 10 DJs are going to try to play the same thing. You don't really have none of these guys are going to step outside the box because they want to be comfortable.
Right.
It was never about being comfortable. You had to trust the records. That's what it's always been. And if you didn't trust the music, then you're not going to last very long. So
now, like me and Jarrell was talking off camera, talking about how we notice a lot of DJs don't blend anymore.
Right, slamming stuff.
Yeah. They don't even have good transitions when they slamming stuff.
Yeah.
But see, that's the thing about learning to play in Delaware, but having to play in Philly. Philly's a tough crowd. If you can win in Philly, you can win anywhere.
Right.
You can play anywhere. And they made you had to skill out. If you didn't, they will boo you.
You ever had a moment in Philly where it didn't necessarily go the way?
Oh yeah, I had several moments. In Philly. Had several, but you know what? You come back the next week, and you come with a different set of tools. Yeah, you might have did that bad last week, but they'll forget all about it. It's like, yo, killed it this week.
Right. Yeah, because I noticed, like, when we were doing stuff, our tapes had a lot of blends, and it was one of the best things about having a mixtape back in the day from a DJ was that he would blend something that you normally wouldn't suspect, like when cats started blending slow songs with, hip hop and stuff, and it's like you had the acapella and stuff. That's the creativity I miss when I go to parties nowadays, because it's just like, okay, he gonna play this record.
Well, yeah, because people are scared to step outside of that box because they don't know how the crowd's gonna react. But see, that's the thing. The crowd seems to be commanding what the DJ does, not the opposite way. It used to be the DJ said, hey, I'm going to do this and y'all going to rock to it. And it worked. And now it's the opposite.
Now, we were talking about the state of DJing and everything. I know I don't DJ any longer, but I know I take offense, and I hate to use the word offense, but I take offense when people like celebs can just start DJing, like
celebrity DJ.
Yeah, like when I saw that Paris Hilton was getting damn near 6 figures or more for DJing, I'm like,
she ain't even really DJing.
Yeah, she got somebody back there pressing a button. She just hold the mic and.
Or it's a graduated playlist. I mean, essentially.
Or it's a lot of the stuff is pre-recorded. Somebody mixes it ahead of time.
Now, I kind of like Erykah Badu, but it's kind of hard not to like Erykah Badu, you know. Regardless of what she does, you can't not like Erykah Badu.
Plus she's always authentic. It's kind of like I feel like if Snoop is DJing, Snoop's DJing. Like, he's probably not going to come with something that somebody else put together for him. Snoop is probably going to do it. But, you know, Paris is probably...
Right.
She has no clue about it. She doesn't do any research.
You got those cats like Harley D and then,
garbage.
You know, just got all these celebs and stuff. Now I understand their parties is a little bit different than, you know, they're not going to be hip hop R&B parties. It's more like pop, borderline,
it's
electro.
EDM. But still, I've met EDM guys that you can tell that they are skilled. Wow. You know, but I think the digital age has made it too easy for people to do it now.
Too easy to be lazy.
No, DJing is too easy now. You can give somebody a laptop and a hard drive full of music and
they can go in.
There you go.
Yeah, and it's just like also would say that, you know, with digital and stuff, it definitely brought down the threshold of finances you need to get started.
Right.
Well, that ain't necessarily true.
I mean, people could take a tax return and could start DJing tomorrow, where when we started, you had to have speakers, amps, turntables, crates of records. It was more of an investment.
The proper cables. The amps was thousands of dollars.
And you needed fuses, extra cables, and extra needles.
Yep. Because
Radio Shack at the time was not open past 9 p.m. So if you're doing a party and your fuse and your amp went and you ain't had no backup,
that's a wrap.
It was ugly. It was ugly. Your needle broke? Ugly.
So what's the first thing you look for when you like trying to read the crowd? That they don't do, especially because that's something that you're talking about they're not doing.
You know, it's not tough anymore for me because you appeal to people about the records you select. You know, when I first start for the night, say I start at 9 o'clock. Of course, I'm not gonna go in. I'm not going in right away. I'm gonna lead you in nice R&B joints. You know, I'm telling you, R&B's a win. It's always a win for ladies at the bar. It's always a win. So you just gradual. Everything is gradual. And as you see people getting a little more turned up, then you turn up.
Right.
Now, how do you handle the ones that roll up and be like, "Yo, DJ Radar, can you play such and such?"
I got you.
That's what you say. You got you, and just go back to business.
Yeah, and if it's something that'll fit, then most of the time I can work it.
Okay.
But not something way off. Like if I'm playing 99, 102 beats per minute, please don't ask me for Future. That's 65. Because you might not get to that.
Right.
Right.
I may get to it, but it won't be in the next 10 minutes, that's for sure.
Because the tempo drops so drastic. It's like...
Yeah, and a lot of these records, that's all they are is 130s and 78s and 75, 72, 60.
The trap beats, essentially. That's what happened when the birth of the trap beat dropped all of those things.
Yeah, and I think that type of music has really killed the party scene.
Wow, that's the first I heard that.
Well, how so?
I mean, you remember, you know, once you started hitting that stride in 95 and up, dance floor was packed.
Right.
Dance floor was packed. And you could ride 95 to 106 for at least an hour and a half. At least. And then you just build up a little bit more. Next thing you know, you're moving into your house. You move into your Baltimore club joints. Now, by that time, it's going to be clubs over at 2. you're already at 120, 130. So now, if you want to hit the trap, you can hit the trap lightly. Mm-hmm. I'm not a heavy trap guy. On the radio, I am. Right. I'll run it all day on the radio, but I just don't think it fits my party. I don't think it fits. Now, I'll play it, but I'll run them real fast. I may play like 30 seconds of one, 30 seconds of the next. But I drop the hottest part of the record. Yeah. You make the people sing that part, then boom, you're gone.
Nah, the only reason why I'm laughing because we was talking off air, and I was like, because of how the music is now, how DJing is now, you don't play whole songs no more. There was a time we was playing a whole record. Right. Now it's going to be like a minute or two, and then we're off. But you also the songs are shorter.
Your first verse and hook, pretty much is that's how the radio is too. One verse, hook, gone, next one. Because people's attention span is not what it used to be.
Wow.
So
plus they're not listening to and because of that they're not listening to the record. Like it's not like there's a time you be out and you hear be like, yo, what's this? And then you it take you to a different spot. Like you at the club, you rocking, but you know the song, right? So now, like, you know what I mean, the song that always catches me in that thought is What We Do Is Wrong. When What We Do Is Wrong came out, you would have 30 dudes in the middle of the, used to hustle till the sun come up, crack a 40 till the sun go there. Like it captivated you knew the whole
that
song.
Energy and everything.
Right. Actually, they had a couple. That Flip Side was like that.
Flip Side
that was nuts.
That was my go-to. I still love that record.
What?
When you start playing that, man, the crowd just get on a whole different level of energy.
You could let that thing. You could let the whole song.
You could let that whole joint go.
It's over.
But when they hear the instrumental start coming in, whatever you blending it with, woo, man. Especially on a nice system. If you're in a club with a nice system, oh man.
And what do you think about, like, we talked about the lack of blending, but how about the lack of skills when it came to knowing when to cut and when not to cut? Because I don't hear too many DJs.
Well, don't nobody really cut no more.
Yeah.
I do. I don't care. I'm cutting.
Yeah, cutting and scratching. I don't understand. You was around for the transition. Do you know why it passed?
I don't know. And it really went away on the radio. You don't hear nobody doing it on the radio no more. I think I'm one of the only ones that's still doing it. My man Tavon, he still cuts. My man Straight Up, he still cuts. These are a lot of guys that I run with downstate. It's a lot of guys that still try to do it. I know Rand used to be a beast on the radio cutting.
Right.
He was just ignorant. J-Ski still cuts, you know. And he's still super nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I get to hear him on the radio every now and then.
Yeah, because he's on R&B.
Yeah, 100.3, something like that.
Yeah, he's a close friend of mine. You know, we still talk. Because he was on the station I was on before I switched over to the station I'm on now. He's still on the station. He's still on 101.7.
Now, how does that work when you're on the station? Do you have to actually go up there and do your mixes, or can you pre-record, or?
Most of this stuff I pre-record. I don't have time to go in. So, usually I'll go to work. I'll get off work at 4. I'll go home. I'll record maybe 4 mixes. So that'll take me. So tomorrow, prime example, tomorrow I'll get up. I'll do Monday and Tuesday. And then I'll probably chill after that. Then Monday I'll do Wednesday and Thursday. And then maybe start my Saturday. Because I'm on Saturday night too. So, okay. But it's discipline. You have to be disciplined and you have to stick to a schedule. If you don't, you're going to be like, oh, think I'm going to run a rerun.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Like, is it a certain format, like certain times that you need to play? Like when you're pre-recording, it's like, okay, I need to play 15 minutes worth of music. Then I need to have an instrumental so the DJ could talk or the MC could talk or nothing. Or
now, it used to be that way on when I was on Power. We used to have a 45-second break for air personality to talk. Or they at one point they started letting me host it myself. So I just had my mic hot, and then I just would talk while mixing.
Oh wow!
And you would pre-record that?
Wow. It sounds like I'm standing in the studio.
Right.
I mean, after you finish all the production and stuff, and you know, it's not a lot of production to it. Just basically master after you finish the mix, and it sounds it's quality, great quality.
You ever get in your zone mixing and then you be like, I gotta cut this down? Cause like the records is going like you in, and then now it's like, all right, they only want it to be an hour or whatever the time frame is. And you're like,
it's happened. I've ran over, and then I have to be like, I'm gonna have to edit this some type of way. So, but I don't go too far over because my monitor's to the back of me when I'm mixing, so I'll look back real quick just to see how far I am. But after you've been doing it so long, you kind of get, you're like, I think I'm about 20 minutes in now, and you look back and you're 20 minutes in. So segments are 25.
Yeah, because I know one day when you had me at the radio station here in Delaware, where you had the guest DJs, where it was like guest DJs come out there and do their mixes and stuff like that. A lot of that stuff was pre-recorded, and I ain't know. I'm expecting to see cats come in there with gears and stuff. Cats is just giving you, disc or thumb drives, and they rolling out.
Drop off the MP3 and keep it pushing.
Yeah, pretty much. So that's what we have at the station. We got a Dropbox. So that Dropbox is nothing but FTP server.
Right.
So you put your stuff up there. Someone's sitting at the station. They see when your stuff comes up. They slide it over into the program. Your mix runs.
Yeah, because I know you was showing me that one program, how y'all put stuff together, and I was like, wow, I was still on some WKRP in Cincinnati. Like, somebody had plates of records and was playing and sitting there the whole time while the record's playing and be like, all right, let me get back. But they actually had software. It was like they was putting the slots in, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Even the commercials and stuff like that, everything had a slot, and it was just, all of that. And I'm sitting there.
Automated at that point.
Yeah, it was like, wow. And you figured that, we talking over 10 years ago with that. I just know it's even more bananas now because I'm not one to always go to a radio station and stuff.
Right,
so,
right.
Well, now it's just because I've done with it, like did it like online radio. Now it's literally a playlist, like in theory, right? Because you just have audio files, so it's just a bunch of audio files placed into the playlist.
Basically, all you have to do is schedule it.
Yep, unless you have somebody specifically who is. And most of the time, even the shows are pre-recorded. A lot of them,
like voice track,
unless they're doing something that's relevant to the moment. Like you probably get like an Angie, like Charlamagne and something like that if they're relevant to the moment. Like we got to talk about what just happened. But other than that, because you're working on people's schedules, so they might have a guest. You gonna have so they gonna work on same way we doing. They gotta work on somebody else's schedule. So just
But air personalities ain't even a thing anymore. Most of the time, the station runs automated all day, and people have to come and they'll sit and do their breaks. They record it into a computer, and it runs like they're sitting right there. Home chilling.
Man.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Just everything, like I said, everything is so automated and digital. In the topics, they already know what they're going to talk about.
Oh yeah.
And they looked at Twitter that morning, got that little bit of whatever was going, whatever the trending is that they're going to talk about, or they have the luxury. That's one of the things that's interesting about radio. They have the luxury of talking about things because of the demographic, talking about things that didn't happen right now, right? So because I don't have to talk about what happened right now, I can talk about what happened technically 2 or 3 days ago because of who listens to radio specifically. Like they don't care about it knowing you're not breaking.
Radio definitely doesn't have the impact it used to. When you said you was on the radio, that used to carry some weight.
Right.
Like, it used to mean something. But now, anybody can get on the radio. You don't got to be skilled to get on the radio. Hate to say it, but it's true.
Wow. And they do say radio's dying, and it says, like, what? What's that? Clear Channel owns, like, 90% of the radio stations we listen to, right?
And iHeart.
Well, iHeart is Clear Channel.
Yeah.
They keep changing the name because they keep going bankrupt.
Yeah.
So, we won't talk about that.
Yeah, we ain't gonna put the business in the street.
You don't know what his next job about to be. Hold on. Y'all are a great entity in case y'all gonna cut me a check.
But yeah, like I do miss the art of seeing, a DJ up there blending and scratching, because I remember how many hours I would put in working on a routine or working on a specific cut or something like that. So it got to be like, muscle memory, just being out there and just cutting the record, this and that. And I know when I was coming up, it was real big to be able to do a majority of your cuts on both tables.
Yes.
Because I worked with the mixer in the middle, so my cuts had to be good on the right, like they had to be on the left. The only cut. There's a couple cuts that people were forgiven on, and one was definitely the transformer.
Scratch, yep.
You know, because if you could transform, like, you could probably do a simple transformer on your weaker hand, but your dominant hand, oh shit, everybody like Cash Money and step on that.
See, so I'm better with this hand, with the left hand. Right, I can cut, but I can't move the fader with this hand. So Rand was the same way. He's one-handed. But nowadays, you don't even need both hands because you have cue points in the record. So if you're going back to back, you're still fast.
Yeah.
But I was fast with one hand. So
is it? Well, I know generally a lot of that stuff's easier, but when it comes to cutting and scratching, is that easier with the way it's set up now? Like
the digital,
if
it's
you want
clean.
to do a transformer scratch, like a, you know what I'm saying?
Well, they have the mixers that actually will do it for you. Like the Rain 72, you can hit a button and it will do a transform, or it will do a crab, and it don't sound right, but you know, you can tell it's not authentic. But the digital makes cutting cleaner, and it's a little easier because, you know, you have to move the record a certain way, and then you got compensate for the needle jumping. You know, you don't gotta worry about that now.
And let me do a little backpedal on here when we was talking about the threshold being lower financially. I know what you mean is not necessarily true that way if you go for some pro level equipment, because I remember I can get a $40 mixer from Radio Shack, and that was cool. I had about 30 of them. When I first linked up with Rated R, when he was at the station, the mixer he was using, that was like $800-900. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, yo, this goddamn thing's a beast. And he's like, yo, you know, Rush, you can, you know, I can adjust the fader, I could do this and this. And I'm like, dog, I ain't smoking no weed today. I ain't really got the mental capacity on this. And he's like, yo, just like it is back in the day, just everything that we used to bust our ass back in the day for, they put it in this box. And that's what it is. And I remember, you may not remember, but I remember you telling me, he was like, if you ever decide you wanted to come back into a rush, it might take you 2 or 3 days and you'd be like, you never left. Because the skill set's not there. He's like, you did all the hard work back in the day. This right here is like going from a manual to an automatic. You still know how to drive. You're still a great driver you was with the 5-speed. Now with the automatic, that's one less thing you got to be concerned with.
Absolutely.
And I looked at him and was like, I ain't never coming back.
Wait till you see the mixer I use now. You'll see it too.
Yeah.
The tools I have now, now I still carry, they kind of look like 12s, but they're not 12s. They're called Rain 12s, but they don't have the tone arm.
Yeah, because I'm still close friends with DJ Slate, and he still DJs, so he had me and Roy Queenan over, and he was showing me the range where, like, he's banging on it, and there's nothing skipping, and then he had, on his 12s, he had the rain control nozzle where...
Oh, no, you're talking about the phase.
Yeah, when he took the record up off, and we going like this, and I'm like, what the fuck?
And see, that's how you know somebody is passionate about still the art form, because when these new things come out, like, I pre-ordered my phase, it didn't come out till a year later, but I waited for it. I said, I'm waiting for this. Man,
what does that do?
It's basically it does it wireless. It's a wireless needle. So you got a little controller. You plug it into the RCAs or the mixer, and then you put one on each deck, and everything you do is like the needle.
Right. But the turntables he's talking about replaces all of that. Right. It's just you just put your. I don't even know if it's a control record.
It's a USB.
Yeah.
It's USB control. So basically, it's just a controller. The turntable part, just make it look pretty, and to make it feel like it's a 1200.
So you don't actually you don't even do the hand. You ain't gotta have hands.
No, you still need to be able to cut to use them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you still gotta have skills. It's got pitch controls, everything. I mean, you still got to be able to skill on them, but you know, it's a little easier.
And I would think with being able to use this software to put, you know, you build your crates and you can put up everything with BPMs. I'm like, how come these cats ain't mixing? I'm like, I remember having to do what the software do manually. Like, my crates was almost color coded. Like if you took a record out of its place, I had a damn fit.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like, it doesn't go there. That's too slow. What are you doing?
And here's what makes it even odder to me, right? We're in the home of, Jazzy Jeff, right? Who is thought of as one of the greatest of all time, at least, most famous greatest of all time. So to be in a place where that is birthed and it not to necessarily be carrying the translation, that torch, you would think that wouldn't die just because it was so huge.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There are plenty of good DJs out there. It's just the ones that are garbage seem to get all the glamour, glitz, or so.
Well, they're getting the glamour and glitz. Well, I was going to say because some of them they sold it have the glamour and glitz.
Okay.
And they don't. If you're not standing for something, you'll fall for it.
Okay.
Well, how does that happen as a DJ? I guess what you only playing records that people pay you to play? Is that?
I mean, it could go any type of way. That could be one. That could be one aspect. I mean, if one DJ says, "Hey, I'm not coming to do this party for no less than a G," but this other DJ says, "Oh, I'll do it for $250." What you gonna do?
I'm, as a consumer that's looking at price and not quality, $250 is probably gonna get the gig.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
And I know people who do that.
And that's what's happened to a lot of the culture. That's why,
It happened to the stripping game, folks. I'll tell you about that. It happened to the stripping game. I hate to flip it up, but you know me, man, when it came, because I was heavy in the stripping game. I remember them $1,000 nights, and then when Clinton passed that welfare to work, man, what a lap dance that was $200 became $10. Because the people were doing simple math. It's like, I'll dance with 10 guys for $10 and get 100 rather than wait for one guy to give me 100 or 200. So, yeah, I could see it's the same thing with, music, because everybody's always having a party and everybody needs a DJ. And especially like at a wedding reception, you want the best DJ at your wedding reception, because there are no go-backs or anything like that. And I experienced it with being a photographer, that people don't look at your skill set. I mean, your skill set might have been what interests them in coming to you, but once you hit them with that invoice, they're like, but you're just taking pictures. You're just playing records. Oh, nah. And I believe
that's how it's looked at now.
And I believe what Radar was meaning, sell your soul. You got somebody that I might charge you $3,000 for your wedding. This cat come around and say $200. They're going to go with him every time and just deal with whatever he gives them. As long as they get a couple of their good moments captured, just like a DJ, as long as you had a couple people dancing on the floor, it's cool. But, for those of us that's professionals where, every shot that I'm going to give you going to be on point, I'm going to have your crowd on the floor dancing so they be like, oh, I'm too tired. This DJ wore my knees out, man. Stuff like that.
As you can see, the standards, there aren't any. Or they have become very, very low as far as standards when it comes to anything of service like photography or DJing.
Now let me get a little technical with you. When everything went digital, you and I are fortunate enough that we were on the very early cusp of personal computing. Like, we had computers when it was figured that was a luxury. Like, our parents and families blessed us with computers where we were learning and stuff like that. So when it got around to the digital and people were starting to make CDs, we been there. Like, when it got to where everybody could make a CD, we was on to something else, because we were the ones that knew what CD burner had more compatibility with people's cars, because certain CD burners, it might burn the CD but don't play in certain cars.
Minus or plus or all that dumb shit. Yeah. I'm not
so what I'm getting at with Rated R is that I know when I go to a party, I could tell if somebody has an MP3 that's at a low bit rate. Like, I automatically hear it and it just fucks me up. Like, my girl's like, I don't hear it. It sounds good to me. It's just loud, but there's no dynamic range.
Your ear can hear when it's not mastered.
Right. And I know, you being a DJ, because we came up together, I know you can automatically tell when somebody's got a crappy thing, like they recorded it from YouTube and made it to an MP3.
And if it's 128K, more than likely it's gonna be terrible. Files aren't bad. I can't stand them when they're super tinny, when they got that tinny sound to them, and the S's sound like somebody spitting.
Like it's just piercing right through the speaker and everything.
That is so irritating.
Or every time, just because of how heavy I am in the music, there are times when I naturally get a little snobbish because I always feel like whoever engineers like Rihanna's music is amazing because it's so clear and crisp. Every time that like when you hear it, it just sounds different versus when you hear other people. And then I was talking to my man, and he was like, yeah, but if you listen to like a West Side Gun in the Conway, some harder boom bap rap, even now, it's made to be dirty. It's made to sound that way.
Because that's the authenticity of it.
Right,
you know?
right. So sometimes does that ever affect when you DJing, like how you pick the record? Like you're like, all right, is it supposed to sound like that, or are you gonna stay away from it if it got that grip?
If the file comes that way, let's go.
Okay,
that's fine. As long as, but be clear that all my files are at least 320.
Right.
Or wave. Even though it takes up a little more space, I'd rather let it take up the space and get the quality.
Wave is a digital version of vinyl.
Oh, I know what wave is, but that's why I said wow, because a lot of people, they're gonna take that MP3 all day just because it's gonna be smaller.
Even 192 is acceptable. I just no 128s, please, none.
And you would think with storage being way more affordable now, especially SSD drives and stuff, why not get the biggest file?
Think about what we're talking about, right? This whole conversation surrounds that. It's a lot easier to scratch and cut. Why not? Because I don't have to. It's a lot easier to mix and blend. Why not? Because I don't have to. So a lot of times you're dead right. People could have a higher quality, give a better performance, do a better show. But because I'm only going to charge you $200, I'm not going to charge you $1,000. I'm not going to learn the skill it's going to take for me to be worth the $1,000. Start there. I'm not even going to learn it.
I think it's important that you still keep that. I'm going to keep cutting, scratching, and blending because that's the caliber of DJ that I've always been. I'm not going shortcut because others is doing it.
That's right.
I people expect certain things from me, and I like to deliver. So, that's where I'm at.
Do you offer any other services of your music as far as DJing? Like, I know when I was coming up, people will always ask me for maybe a party tape that they were having some company over playing spades or something. They just wanted to mix to run and stuff like that.
I still do them every once in a while, but a lot of times I make my radio mixes available. I just like send them through WeTransfer to people. Like that mix you did the other day, that was hot. Can I get a copy of it? Sure. Cause I got mixes for days.
Yeah, cause I definitely miss that, man. I personally just miss blending. Like if I was to dust off some gear and get back into it.
So do you still have your 1200s?
Yeah, I knew you were gonna get there with that. Yeah, currently I have 3 pairs. I have the original pair that I bought from Darren. Remember Darren used to live in Dunleavy? Big guy. My first pair of 12s I bought to him because he was going through, not to put business to you, but he had substance abuse problem. So I bought my first 1200s was used, and I bought both of them from him for like $350. And I had
both of them?
Yeah, and I had to, and this was 1984. I had to carry him from Dunleavy to Oakmont. He was on one of the last streets in Dunleavy, and I was on Oakmont Drive, which probably was about a mile.
So the last street is it Robinson the last street?
I can't remember. I think it is. Right before you got to the little wood area, then the townhouses and stuff.
Robinson was the one after that.
But mind you, I'm carrying this by myself. I'm 14 years old. I'm a big 14, but I'm 14 years old. I'm carrying 2 1200s that at the time...
And they're 40 pounds. Like 40 pounds?
Yeah, at the time, they were running about $4.99 in the early 80s. I got both of mine for $350, so I'm happier than a hooker in church with negative HIV test. I'm carrying these ones. I'm like, I'm on the go.
Sweating.
I'm on the go. I got home. I couldn't even hook them up because my arms just felt like I was curling all day.
You needed a nap.
And then, like I said, they were used, so I had to take them to. It was a spot by William Penn that he dealt with electronics. So
You talking about Bell?
I can't remember. It's
Brandywine Electronics?
Yeah, that might have been it. Yeah, so he hooked up my cords and stuff and everything like that. And basically, I rocked on those turntables for like 3 years. And the parties and like I wasn't like a DJ rated R. I didn't do entire parties. I did house parties when house parties was popular, but I was more one of them street battlers. Like me and my crew, we battled, and I battled for gear. So actually, my second pair of 12s,
who'd you take them from?
I beat them from some guy. I think his name was Omari or something like that, in Riverside or something.
Ooh.
I took his turns. Mind you, this is the mid '80s. We in Riverside, which is one of the hardest projects in Delaware. I'm rocking the party. He rocking the party, and his people said, "Yo, big dude won." So I took his turns. Now, the only other battle I had after that, before I bought my 1210s, was with DJ Cut Wiz, but that was just more of me and him trying to find out who's the best. And
so who did you think was the best out of y'all two?
Oh, me, definitely. Because like I said, we first battled at Brown's, and the fight broke out. So then we went to Price's Park, and he was like, "Well, I went first last time. You get first." So I went on there, and I think I was running back Public Enemy, Brothers Gonna Work It Out. He didn't even get on the terms. Because I was like a showman, dog. And not to be bragging, but people
brag.
People got the cutting, but I was like, I'm a big dude. They want to see me vibe, so I had part of the routine where I would tap my foot and be like, yeah, like all in it. And that just blew everybody's mind. It was like, yo, look at him. Look at his foot. And I'm like, and mind you, I'm just tapping the foot. I'm just acting like a drummer, like, yeah, that's it. And going at, and the whole cosmetic of it was like, yo.
But see, that's the thing. DJs don't treat the tables like an instrument. Like, the tables are instruments.
Right.
Nah, I can't play guitar or piano or drums, but I can play turntables.
But yeah, I still got my crates. Last count, because I was selling some stuff, I have about 23 crates of records left. I have 3 pairs of 12. Well, I have 2 1200s, 2 pairs of 2 1200s, and then 1 pair of 1210s. All 6 of them have anvil cases. I have no amps or speakers or none of that left or anything like that. So it's just mostly just the turntables.
You still got needles and stuff?
Only what's on them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, only what was stored.
You don't
never
never pull them out and just say, you know what, I just feel like ripping today.
You know what? When I was living here as a bachelor, I probably would have. But now that I have, a girlfriend, you see, this is like my man cave. I wouldn't have any place to put that and everything. So possibly when we buy a house, I'll possibly, start putting it up and everything like that. Because I do miss the whole discovery of like, oh, wow, I never knew this blended with this or this and that. Because I know with technology that these guys got, we should be having better sets, better music, better everything.
Well, and here's what's odd to me about that part. So it's the technology and it's the transition in music. So like some people say that music is oversaturated because you get music that's not as good with SoundCloud and blah 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 blah. But I say you get such a wide diversity with some of that stuff. So you got like Afrobeat that made its way in that was never there before, and you got that. Then you still have that the Jamaican boom boom boom, and just a lot of different styles and sounds that you can really like blend in. Like, you know what I'm saying? So honestly, the way that you can cut songs together and put songs together, and you can make an acapella so much easier than you know what I mean, without you getting a lot of that crosstalk or that noise in the background. The way that you can do it now is just a lot easier with technology, and the music could be crazy with putting this with that. Let me mix this with that. Oh, I'm going. You know what I'm saying? Like the styles are just so all across the board.
That's what makes it great about playing all different styles of music from like earlier. You know, like I said, when we doing college parties, you had to play everything. Yeah. You had to know everything. So, that type of style has stuck with me because, it's nothing for me to play reggae or Afrobeat or reggaeton. I'll play any of that stuff because it's good music. Right. Good music is good music. You know, and that's my philosophy. If it's good, Why not?
So do things like House and New Jersey Club and Baltimore Club, and do those things still ring off the same? Cause like
I'm a huge fan of club music. You know, I was close friends with K Swift. Cause we used to be on the air at the same time. I'd be on the air on 101.7 up here, and she would be on the air on 92Q. So we'd be trading notes. What you playing? You know? So, I still play club very heavily.
Cause there was definitely a time when you hear it's peanut butter jelly time. It's about to be somebody sweat.
Be going in. But that's the thing. A lot of those records are lost. Like nobody plays that stuff no more.
They don't percolate no more. No percolate. No more.
I mean, I still play it. I mean, let me see. You know what? I did a Delta party. Was it last week? Yeah, last week was homecoming down there. Yeah. Follow Me, Percolator.
Right.
It rocked off with it. So every once in a while you'll get a crowd that wants it.
Right.
But it doesn't happen every party like it consistently like it used to.
Right.
You couldn't leave a party without playing Percolator and
they were staples. You had to.
You had to do it.
Somebody's knees had to break on that for a second.
And it's good to hear you say that you're still pretty much the conductor of the dance floor.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you haven't succumbed to be like, let me just play the hot shit and then call it a day. Like
you would get tired of that, especially weekend in and weekend out, and then the radio every day. Mm-hmm. You know, there's no way that you could keep playing the same stuff and you get burnt out.
So I've always wanted to ask. So when you play your radio sets, do you pick your records
ahead of time?
Or does the radio, the program?
Oh no.
Do they tell you, hey, we gonna need you to?
That's part of the reason I left the station I was on, because after 5 years of just let me do what I wanted to do and knowing I'm playing good records, all of a sudden now you want to start questioning me about what I'm playing. Why am I playing this? Why? Wait, what are you talking about? Then come to find out 3 weeks later, the record's already charting. So I picked a hit. So what are we talking about? Now, if you brought me in, you like, okay, I'm going to have to dictate what you play. That's different. But don't, after 5 years of success, then all of a sudden now you want to say, oh, you can't play this.
Do you remember what that record was?
Huh?
Do you remember what that record was?
Oh, it was several.
Okay.
It was several.
Go ahead, give me one. I just want to know. How about this?
You got to forgive Jarrell, because Jarrell will... I need to know, pulling it out.
I'm just thinking, because I can hear music in my head. I'm trying to figure out what's the one that was like...
It was this one record by this chick in Atlanta named Jaja.
Yep.
And, who did she have on the record?
Because she was the same... I know her because she was on the Jim Jones record with What You Smoking or What You Drinking.
So, she had a hot record. And she sampled one of the 2 Live Crew records. That doom 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 doom. 2 Live Crew. She sampled that. Hot record.
Right.
Hot. Burning it up. Why are you playing this record so much? What do you mean? It's banging.
Right.
So after about the 3rd conversation, it felt uncomfortable for me, so I resigned.
Right.
And I resigned on a Monday. And by Monday afternoon, I was on another station.
Right.
Wow.
Right. Not to sell your soul.
Yeah, because now, my program director now, you know, do what you want. Now, he may say, hey, you know, can you slide this record in? Or can you play this? But that's not dictating what I do my entire hour.
Right. Well, it's the equivalent of somebody coming up to you at a club or a party and saying, hey, can you play this record? Yeah, all right, I can fit it in if that's what we're doing. But
yeah, for sure.
Now, Radar, what would be your advice to somebody that checks this out either on their streaming platform or on YouTube? What would be your advice to them and say, look, you know what? I really love music. I think I want to DJ. What would be your whole honest advice? Like, you know, let's not, you know, pull the gloves off. Just tell them what it is.
Honestly, you got to make sure this is something you want to do, because best believe you're not going to be famous overnight. I mean, take it from us.
Right.
You know, the fame is going to come and it's going to go. Yeah, you're going to be popular for a little bit, then it's going to decline. But you got to keep that same love and passion. You got to, it's like a commitment. DJing is like being married.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's going to have good days and bad days.
If you're not committed to delivering quality and delivering something that the culture needs and that maybe the culture is missing, then maybe you shouldn't do it.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, I'm still doing it for the culture. You know.
Now, the same person asking you about DJing, talking about, well, okay, yeah, I feel you on that, I appreciate that and everything. What gear do you think I should invest in? Should I invest in the little CDJs, or should I go, with the Rain turntables, or, what's that? Because I know when people ask me about photography, it's like, should I get this Canon? Should I get this Sony?
People have to do their research, and, it don't hurt to take a ride to Sam Ash.
Mm-hmm.
They let you play with the stuff in there. You mess around with all of it. You have to get what feels good.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with photography. Do your research. I did research for 6 months on Serato before I decided, okay, I'm gonna buy it. So 2005, the beginning, I knew it was coming.
Mm-hmm.
So I took 6 months, read a lot, did a lot of research, and I'm like, okay, here's a computer I need. Let me get the computer. Let me get the software. Start messing around with it.
Mm-hmm.
But people have to. I can't hand you all the information. You got to want it. You got to go look for it. And that's what people want is microwave society. They want the answer right then and there. And your recommendation, oh, well, that didn't work for me. Well, you should have researched it on your own.
Right. Exactly. Because I know when people ask me about, photography, it's like, well, what do you use? I use Nikon. Well, then I heard everybody use Canon. Well, my situation ain't like everybody's. I inherited about $15,000 worth of Nikon lenses that are still good today.
Mm-hmm.
So guess what I'm using? I'm using Nikon.
Right.
A lot of people, like you said, need to really do the research because especially now with technology, it's like, get what's comfortable for you and that you can honestly afford.
And just because it works for me, that don't mean it's going to work for you.
Right.
Especially because now that I'm thinking about it, depends on what you use it for, right? Because if you're using it to, you have situations where you have equipment for everything because you literally DJ everything. The average person isn't going to be DJing everything. So what are you doing? Are you recording mixes that you can upload on like Mixcloud and stuff like that? Is that your move? Or are you going to local? Are you doing small venues and bars? Are you trying to do large venues? Like what's the end goal here? Are you doing outside parties? Because then you might need something else to.
Then you have to realize the skill level. What type of skill level are you trying to be on? Are you trying to be a Jazzy Jeff, or are you trying to be just somebody who just can drop records or just play songs? I mean, you got to figure out where you want to be, where you fit in the belt of the entertainment industry.
Now, let me ask you this. You've been doing this for quite some time. Do you still find people that when they hear you talk, they'll be like, damn, I think I know you? Or you got some people that just know what you look like and just come up and tell you a story like, yo, you played this one jam when I was with my girl and this and that and and stuff. Like, how do you handle the fandom?
Just say thank you and keep it moving. I mean, I don't know, because you knew me in school. I went out there like that. I was pretty quiet dude, you know. So these things are blessings, but I ain't just taking a stride. Thank you, appreciate it. Keep it moving.
Yeah, I wasn't quite that way, especially with my work.
You sure? You seem so low key, Tuck.
Nah, man.
Yeah, Tuck was a beast, man. I'm telling you, when I first started, I was like, I'm gonna get like him. Cause
did you battle?
No, I never battled him.
He had the chops too. He still got the chops too.
Well, my thing is that I wasn't that type of DJ. I went to the party side.
Right.
I like doing parties, but I like implementing the battle aspects, if that makes sense.
Right. So you like the techniques of what they did, but finding a way to fit it into the party.
So like I can flare and crab and go back to back. But see, you don't fatigue your audience on these things. You just give them just enough so it's like, ooh, that was kind of hot. Ooh, that was dope. So.
And that's what they used to say is the difference between a lot of New York DJs and Philly DJs is the scratching in beat, cutting in the song. Like it wasn't just a random scratch over the top. Now when this is going to sound like it's a part of the song, we're using it as an instrument. You know what I'm saying?
And see, that's what you have to do. Even when you're transitioning or you're a start a blend up and you want to scratch into it, as long as it sounds like it fits, half the time people don't even know you're really cutting.
Right.
They don't know it. They just hear the transition like, oh, that's smooth.
What's your favorite type of event to do?
Right now, 30 and up.
Why?
Because you can touch all genres of music. You can play old, but then you can play something new, and they're cool with it, you know. But you just have to find that chemistry of where to do it at.
Right.
But it's a lot more free, you know. I can't do the sweet 16s. I used to run them back in the day, but I can't do them anymore, you know. The music's coming out too fast, and then they're not distributing the music like they should be. So the kid will hear something on YouTube, I might not get that record for 2 months.
Right, because the way that streaming works.
Yeah, because see, something streams for a long time before it either gets signed or distribution. So guess what? I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh, can you get on YouTube? No, I don't get on the internet on my computer. I DJ on.
Right.
Absolutely not.
Right. So you have an artist like a Pop Smoke who just passed. All right.
Right.
But his Dior record was out, but way before it was available in certain areas.
But see, that was a hot record. That's a hot record. And actually, I was playing that at least, I want to say November of last year. I was playing it. You know, he got another one that's called Shake the Room. Shake the Room is fire. You know, also another record been playing since like January. You know, but that's the thing. These cats gotta start breaking these records and believe. If the artist put the record out, they put it out for a reason.
Right.
You know.
So where do you see yourself with DJing in the next 5 years?
Hopefully I can retire soon. I ain't getting no younger, but I don't think it's gonna happen. It's kind of like part of my DNA. You know, I've been spinning since '83, and every time I try to quit, mad opportunities just come out of nowhere. Last year I was getting ready to quit, and next thing you know, I just started getting booked real crazy.
Yeah, I remember I jumped on one of your posts on Facebook where you was just like, yo, I can't with these new cats, man. Everybody lowballing everybody, and the customer want to hire you, but then they want to tell you how to do your job and stuff. And I thought you was going to bow out then.
Yep, still here.
Who was one of your worst customers? Like, what did not who, but like, what did they do? When you said that, made me think like, what did they like? How's that?
Well, it's a large range of things. You can't have 10 DJs on a party and then expect to pay them all the same thing. Certain names carry certain weight. That's just the way it is. And that's why I don't show up to certain events. Because I don't feel like I need to be on the same event as Joe Schmo, who just started spinning 6 months ago. And all he gonna do is copy what I just played.
Right.
It's a lot of that. If you start off and you play the first hour, guaranteed someone's gonna play your set.
So there's no
damn near the way you played it.
So there's no courtesies given by saying, all right, you know what, I'm here at this time. Let me probably pick a little something because I know whoever's closing it down is about to do that. So let me.
No one thinks that way. Not anymore. Now, if I'm the closer, which I have been, and I pay attention to what everybody else has done, and I guarantee you I don't touch. You may get one record that I'll touch that someone maybe 2 hours previous played. Maybe. But highly unlikely. That's knowing your music. Knowing your crates. Like, okay, they ran these 20 records. I don't even need to touch none of them.
And man, honestly, I think DJs that have been doing it as long as you guys offer something to the party that you can't put a price tag on. That's that knowledge. Like, you done been in so many situations that you can really look at a crowd and do what it takes to keep them on the floor. Because we all been to events where the DJ was jamming, then he throw that one record on, it's like, poof, the floor is like empty.
But that's all about knowing. Like, you know, I think DJing is like cooking a lot because you get in the test kitchen and you gotta test certain things out. You know, if you ain't never tested a record out, don't think you're gonna throw it on at 12, 15 at the height of the party and it's gonna rock. I wouldn't suggest it. If you know you ain't never tried this record before, it's a great time to do it when you start at 9 o'clock. People sitting at the bar. As long as it's not real crazy, try it out. You get some reaction. I mean, you remember I used to play the Safari. Man, I used to drop mad new joints when I came in.
Yeah.
9 o'clock, oh yeah, I'm gonna play all these new joints. People sitting there go, yo, what's that? What's that? That's where you do it at. But then, 11:30, everybody jigging. Yeah. There you go.
And I remember I came to Safari a couple of times to see you. And Safari Lounge used to always freak me out because I'm like, you go to the bathroom is as little as hell, and then you gotta leave the bathroom to wash your hands. It's like a community sink.
Okay.
And it's like, oh nah.
One way in, one way out.
And you need cash for everything. You know, I'm a digital baby, so I'm like, you know, I got plastic. No, they want straight cash, bro. But I got some good drinks in that piece, boy.
Man, that for years, that was like a great platform because it was hood, but you know, people used to come in there and like really rock out. I mean, that joint every Thursday night when I first started doing it was lit. I mean, got in some trouble in that joint, man.
I bet you did, Playboy.
Woo! That was a good time.
It sounds like it.
You know what? Stop.
You see how his face lit up like, yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah, man. That it was hood, but it was fun. It was fun. Definitely fun.
So have you had the opportunity to mentor anybody as far as DJing? 'Cause I know you dropped a couple names that, you know, people mentored you, and then you built some really good relationships with DJs that I have heard on the radio over the years and stuff. So I know when it comes to, you know, knowing people, you know a lot of people. So has anybody, you know, came up and asked you for mentorship, or, you know, hey, I'll help you out with this if you kind of show me the ropes and stuff?
A lot of the guys down where I'm at now, because I'm on the Eastern Shore now, so it's like 2 hours away. I help them where I can. I wouldn't necessarily say it's mentorship. It's more of, hey, try this. You know, ain't nothing wrong with what you're already doing, but it could be better. You know, I'm that type of person. I give you a little gem. You know, people come over. We session every once in a while. It doesn't happen a lot, but people come through and we'll do some things. You know, take this away with you. You know, that's about as far as it goes. I can't say I really mentored anybody.
Okay, because let me tell you though, man, from us growing up together, I still smile very, very hard when I see your name on a flyer or advertisement. Something like, yeah, that party gonna be bananas. But see, I'm a little older now, so I'm not driving 2 hours to party. I mean, if I drive 2 hours, we gonna get a hotel room, we gonna party, then we gonna probably do breakfast in the morning, do a little shopping, then we gonna ride home in the afternoon.
Right.
I gotta make an event out of it. That's why when I first reached out to him about the podcast, we were gonna actually do something a couple weeks earlier. But he was like, look, bro, you know, we got Cunningham's party that day. I could come down in the afternoon. We could bust it up because I'm going to see you at the party at the night. And I'm like, that works. That works because, like I said, I drive 2 hours. I'm talking hotel room. We going to party, breakfast in the morning, do a little shopping, then we going to hit that road in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Because you still got family up here, don't you?
I have a few cousins up here.
Okay.
Yeah, I got cousins up here. My uncle's still alive, so yeah, everybody's still up here. But after my parents passed, I kind of don't come up here. You know, it's just kind of no reason for me to. So yeah, but I do miss Wilmington very, very much. Yeah. You know, I was riding today. I was like, man, I ain't rode these roads in a minute.
And how about how the scenery's changing and everything?
Yeah, I remember what's the shopping center right up here on Governor Prince. They got a food line in there and everything now. I'm looking like, Yo, it was all empty when I used to ride past this joint.
The last time something was in there before that was ShopRite. It was in the corner.
Yeah, but that's because the ground was sinking. When all that stuff got built, I was like, well, when Big Lots gonna sink? Because I know it can't handle that water. Like, you know, that area flood all the time.
Yeah, it does. That's true.
See, ladies and gentlemen, let me share this real quick. Jarrell know about that flooding because he lost a vehicle to that flood.
What?
When me and him first started hanging out, I don't know what happened, but I was like, yo, somebody's car got stuck in the water. And Jarrell, he came to me, he was like, yo, bro, you know that was my shit, right? You know that was my shit.
So just to clarify, I made it out safe.
Yes.
Right?
Obviously.
It was a puddle that happened to be bigger than a puddle. It was a mini lake, but I couldn't tell.
Oh, so you tried to drive through it.
So, okay, see, now I see how you're looking at me.
Man.
There's a lot of judgment happening right now.
Wow.
I don't feel the need to be judged.
It was not a Jeep.
Okay, no.
What kind of car was it?
It was, that's when I had, it wasn't a Charger, it was, Impala.
Mm-hmm.
So
what made you think that the water was not that deep?
See, again, right, it looked very puddle-ish. So here's what happened. Okay, I was driving, I lived in Paladin, and I had to go to work, so I had to get on 495. Well, in coming out at that light before 495, like where that light is, there was a couple cars already stuck. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to drive.
Oh, so you didn't have any patience then. You were trying to...
So I was going to cut through Merchant Square.
Yeah.
So I made the right. I'm thinking
idea.
I'm going to go up. Now, the way the hill was, it just looked like, see, y'all never had a Mirage. So y'all don't know when things don't look deceiving, right? But I done had some things look deceiving in my life, so I know what I'm talking about. So it dipped up, but you didn't know it dipped up, right? Like, I mean, it wasn't my first time driving it, but in my heart it was. So, okay, I start to go, and all of a sudden it was like, I'm driving, and then at the time, and I don't know much about vehicles, so as I go into it, it just, like, it looked like a puddle. I'm like, you know what, I can make it.
Did you see smoke coming up from the underside of your car?
No, because I was going, and then it just slowed down really fast. And I was like, oh, wait, okay, this is higher than I expected this to be. And it was like, they said it was almost a hurricane happening. So, whatever. Okay.
Oh, he forgot to mention that part.
Listen.
Yeah.
Who gets those? Okay, and it was like 7 in the morning. Like, who does that? It was like a real random moment. So then, because I don't know anything about cars, when I first get into it, I'm thinking, how can I get out of this? So
probably stop and back up. Did you try that?
See, no, right? I could have, right? Did not, because I'm still thinking my car can make it through this. This really isn't high. Okay, so then I'm like, I need to hit the gas more. That's what I need to do. And I did that, and that did not work at all. Okay? Gosh. I learned a valuable lesson at that point, because then I had to, literally, then the car started taking in water, and I was like...
Well, you've seen it. Have you seen the horror movies where it looks like a puddle and then something comes out of the puddle?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know that.
Well, yeah, but we don't have alligators or nothing, so I was going to survive. You know what I mean? Just a few crackheads could climb up out of there, but that's fine. I ain't had nothing on me. Okay, so
my goodness.
I even had $2 to give. That'd be fine. So then, I just had to climb up out the car, and it was cool. It was, what insurance? Shouts out to Geico for that day. Okay, handled that.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you see he made out in one piece, and much love to Geico for putting him in a newer vehicle and everything.
I didn't even have to swim through it, right? I thought about it, didn't have to. Just had to go ahead, climb up out, and sacrifice the vehicle. You're not getting that back. That's what I said to myself. You know what I mean? I said, I called that was the Rilla, because it was, silverback. You know what I'm saying? I missed, the vehicle recipes to that thing. But, you know what I mean?
This guy's hilarious.
Yo, that's my man, 50 grand.
It's a good vehicle.
But yeah, Ray, go ahead and tell people where you can find information about you on social media, website, whatever.
I got a fan page on Facebook, the Machete Hands. Then my personal Facebook is Randy Morrow, DJ Rated R, the Asset. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at DJ Rated R on deck. I'm on the radio every day, Monday through Saturday, 5 to 6 Monday through Thursday, 5 to 7 Friday, 5 o'clock Saturday, then 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. Saturday night.
Yeah, that's crazy. Cause I used to actually think, I'm like, damn, Ray, y'all in the studio that late?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Nah, because, you know, people are like, I just heard you on the radio. Yeah, well, now I'm in the party. So.
Does that happen a lot?
Yeah.
I do want to ask real quick, what are some of your favorite records to play?
I like party break records. I like party
like
break
Fat Man
records.
Swoop.
Yeah, DJ SNS. I like Flipside.
Yeah. Yo, he officially loves Flipside.
Flipside is probably my favorite party record of all time.
It hits hard.
If you mix, like, now see, I'm telling something, because if you hear me do it tonight, you'll be like, yup, here we go. Mm-hmm. I love mixing, remember Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
I like mixing Flipside with that. That is one of my favorite blends. And I've done it several times. I haven't done it lately. And tonight may be the night.
Yeah, because everybody gonna be there. I mean, the party's definitely at least 35 and up.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time, man. And I was kind of reluctant at first, but you know,
when he reached out to you about
yeah,
that?
June was persistent. Man, I really want you to come and DJ, and I'm like,
yeah, because June doesn't live in Delaware anymore, right? Does he?
I'm not sure. I seen his missus, and she came right over, so to the spot where the party is. So I don't know.
Yeah, because the spot's behind the school.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't? Yeah.
What school is that?
Eisenberg.
Eisenberg. Yeah, we used to go there too.
Yeah. Lot of history, and like I said, I'm flattered that you're up here because like the next couple guests I got coming on the podcast are, you know, friends of mine, and I just love seeing Jarrell's face light up when we get to talking about, you know, Delaware hip hop, DJing and stuff like that.
So he knew Monty too.
Yeah, I think you know Monty. Monty Clemens. He used to dance for me back in the day. Cause you know, Big DJ Rush birthed a lot of people.
That's when stuff was different. You had the DJs that had dancers. And, man, that was the time. Man. That was the time.
Yeah, I had dancers. I had an MC.
If Rush had kept going, I'm telling you, I truly think there might have not ever been a rated R because.
Oh no, there'd been a rated R.
He would have.
You were definitely good, man. I mean, because like it's crazy. Like I never met him personally. I seen him in passing, but I remember Doc B when he used to do the little parties and stuff like that. And I should be like, yeah, that guy, he nice. He nice with his and stuff. I was going into a different lane. I'm like, when I see these guys now, I'm like, yo, that's what's up. But, you know, when I talk to people like Richard Raw, and when Richard shared the story about how Fred G mentored him, I'm like, well, you know, I brought Fred G in the game. And when we got to talking, he's like, yo, he's like, you literally are 6 degrees of separation for everybody that means something in hip-hop in Delaware. And I'm like, damn, I never looked at it like that. Because when Monty was here the other week, he was talking about him and Castro. And I'm like, yo, I'm trying to get Castro on the show. He's like, yo, okay, I'll handle that's my man's. And I'm sitting like, damn, I'm 6 degrees from everybody as far as hip-hop.
But you were definitely a keystone in putting Delaware on the map, making people, you know, want to pursue the culture. You know, I'd say you were a heavy influence on me.
Oh man, that's
why that's why I say, you know what? I'm telling you, when you heard your stuff, man, when you heard your cuts and stuff, man, it was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, because Jarrell, the only reason I got into DJing because I was too big to break dance. I was too big to break dance. I wanted to do a windmill so bad, but a windmill like a push-up. I ain't doing too many of them.
That's terrible.
So I was like,
wrong.
yeah. So I was like, all right, what can I do? Because everybody, they got the suede Pumas on, they got the cardboard taping it to the ground, pop locking and stuff. I'm like, I got to do something. And I remember my dad had this boom box, so I was like, man, let me just start putting tapes together and stuff. And I had some old cheap turntables, like the ones that your family hand down, the straight long, they probably weigh about 5 pounds, and you could just wave your arm over it and skip all day. I started making tapes like that, and then graduated, I never forget, my mom took me to Funko Mart, and I was going to buy 1,200 there. But, like I said, all I had was like 400, and they were $4.99, and my mom seen that. She was like, oh, it's $4.99 a pair. The guy was like, nah, it's $4.99 for one. She's like, come on, boy, you ain't getting this shit. Because, like, I was 13. So I saved up birthday money, Christmas money. That's what I was going to get. And then that's when I was talking to, God, I can't remember his name. It was somebody, I want to say it was, Rashawn or something like that. He told me about Daryl selling his turntables. So I remember I went to Daryl's house. It was early Saturday morning. It was about 9, 10 o'clock. Knocked on his door. He came up. He's like, yeah, he called me by my government. He was like, yeah, I know who you are. Yeah, you come get these. He was like, my car broke down, so I can't get you a ride home, but, you can carry them. I was like, you got a bag? He's like, they 1200s.
You ain't put them in no
bag,
bag,
no
bro.
bag. So,
that bag will rip apart.
So I'm 13, 14 years old carrying 2 40-pound turntables almost a mile away. Just walking through the hood.
And then you was in Oakmont.
Yeah.
So you had to go up the hill.
Yeah. Yeah, so I remember. And it's just, like I said, when I see guys like you, Monty, and especially seeing Monty and his kids, they're doing stuff, it's like, yeah, Delaware had a nice rich culture and stuff. And I know when we put Monty's episode out, a couple cats hit me up and was like, yo, dog, y'all barely scratched the surface. What about 91.7 at Mount Pleasant when y'all used to be on there?
Yeah, I forgot all about that.
What about Dino's, TP's, the Alley? How about Den? How about when y'all went to... I'm like, yo, man. I'm like, damn, my story like that. So I'm like, yeah, I got to get you guys on here.
There's so much... And you can't come and talk about this stuff and, fit it in 30 minutes.
Right.
It ain't going to happen. It's just too much.
Right.
And just those few things you mentioned, I'm like, shoot. I forgot all about that. But see, I didn't go out very heavily when I was young. My parents were super strict. So,
shit,
my mom was totally against this. When I started doing it.
Building.
Oh, man.
Oh, she was against it.
Oh, she was against it. You know what?
She was anti-hip-hop.
She wasn't anti-hip-hop. She's anti-rated R. But, finally, before she passed away, we made peace about it. And she's like, I'm very proud of you. And she's like, you really stuck with something, So,
that's what's up. And you kept a day job.
Yeah.
Which I think
see, the day job funds what you want to do at night. That's why you get your education and then you go get yourself a banging job. So, when it comes time to say, you know what, I want that.
You can get it.
You just buy it, and you don't think nothing about it.
And I'm glad you said that because today's culture, especially on social media, people push it like, oh, you shouldn't have a day job. You're working for somebody else's dream and this and that. And I try to tell them, I said, I've been with the same company 20 years. So it's to the point that I'm able to fund what I love to do through that company. And they don't get that. Like, you just don't get to make the money and stuff and do like stuff overnight, and that's my girl trying to creep in the room.
Yeah,
and see, that's what people say. People say all the time, "Oh, your pockets is fat."
Because I heard you talking shit about me. Before I got up and got in the shower, I heard you
so she coming with drinks.
Yes, and this is 3 different colors.
Oh, man, this is beautiful.
Yes,
What is this, velvet? But
I'm sorry, Ray Dog, I was trying to get you out here without these, but
nah, that's cool. I was looking forward to this. But what was I saying? Oh, people were saying, oh yeah, or your pockets is fat. You can do any, that's how you can afford this and that. Yeah, exactly. But the thing is that you buy this equipment and you get your money back.
right.
You get your money back that quick, cause it's an investment. So I pay $1,600 for a mixer. I do 3 events. I done paid for it already.
Right.
What's the problem?
But yeah, I always wanted to get that out there. There's nothing wrong with being an entrepreneur and trying to do your own thing, but somebody got to fund the dream.
Oh yeah.
And everything, and not everybody's fortunate to have a relationship or a situationship where somebody can carry them while you're working on your dream.
No, you fund your own dream. That way, no one can ever say, "Hey, I helped you do this."
Mm-hmm.
No.
Did it on my own.
I did it.
I had to look and see what time it was. I was like, damn. I said, we drinking early and stuff, but I was like, it's mid-afternoon.
Good.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but like I said, she's a bartender, so it could be anything. But you might mess around and tell somebody where the slaves is riding in about another 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's what Harriet did.
But I think this platform that you have, is huge. When I first seen you putting it together, I was like, he's gonna pull this off because you just have the gift of gab anyway, and you're just a great communicator. So
appreciate that.
Man. That's why it's like, no, this feel like we just came and kicked it.
Right.
It's not like a show or nothing, even though it's gonna be a show. It's like, shoot, I ain't seen him in years. We gonna sit and just talk about stuff. So.
And you know what Radar used to do? Whenever I would go see him play, Radar would be like, yo, man, we got DJ Rush in the house. Maybe we get him on these turntables. I'm like, nah, dog. I left a champion. I want that image in everybody's head that I
every
was
time
once
I
great.
see him out, yo, you want to get on? I'll say it tonight. I'll say it tonight. Yo, you want to get on?
You might as well.
Now, don't say that because June be like, yeah, that's right. You used to get down. Like, come on, man. It's my 50th. Come on, man.
Listen, you put Pump Me Up on. Cause you used to tear Pump Me Up.
You remember that one?
That's one of that was one of the main ones that influenced me.
Yeah.
Used to. I was getting ready to say a bad word.
No, you can't because we cuss all down on this one.
Oh, word? You used to fuck that shit up, yo. For real.
Yeah.
For real.
You might as well. I'm trying to tell you.
I tried to copy you when I first started trying to do your routine with that.
Oh, wow.
But then I ended up making up my own, so. Yeah.
And so that's a good thing, because I best believe I was probably mimicking, at the time, Spin Bad. I was a Spin Bad fan.
Spin Bad was phenomenal, wasn't
it? And then, Cash and Jeff, I always loved them, but Spin Bad I seen myself in Spin Bad, because he was the one.
Spin Bad was next level when it came to cuts. Right. He was next level. Like, Jeff and Cash, taking nothing from them, but Spin Bad was totally next level.
Yeah.
You know who else was next level? Used to DJ on the Wake Up Show.
Wow.
That boy was.
Yeah, man. See, that's that old age kicking in, man. Like I can't just go to Google and pull that name up or something like that.
No, that's what I'm getting to do.
But yeah, it was so many pioneers that paved the way. Like when I first saw Spin Bad, I think it was at Fairmount Park, and just he made
Revolution.
Revolution, okay.
Revolution was.
And these cats made it look so effortless. And don't get me wrong, I love Jazzy Jeff and Cash Money, but I like these guys better because they was ones that I felt like I can relate to, I can touch and stuff like that. Like Cash and Jeff, they were like idols. Like, it's like, just look at them. Cause I still.
Yeah, but you realize, Jeff he's a good guy. Like,
right.
I opened for him twice. He's the one that influenced me to buy the Pioneer 909. Now, mind you, the night I had to open for him, I bought that mixer that night. So when he came in, I'm like, look, dog, I ain't gonna lie to you. I just bought this thing. I don't even know what to do with it. He said, don't even worry about it. So he messed around with the settings because it had a touch screen on it. Set it all up. He's like, you set now. I never touched it. I left it the exact way he set it up. And I kept that mixer for about 8 years.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because I remember the first time I saw Cash, when Cash Money came to the TPs, and I remember me and DJ Slate had them little voice recorders. We up on the speaker like this, just recording the whole set. Because back in the day, we used to trade DJ mixtapes like people did baseball cards. That was our baseball cards in the hood.
Right.
It was like, yo, I got that Jazzy Jeff when he was at such and such park. Be like, yo, man, I got the one with Cash Money where him and Marv was in the basement. Like, we trading tapes like baseball cards. And honestly, I'm not gonna say I can promise it, but I know I have a duffel bag full of those tapes in the attic now. They weren't properly stored, so I don't know what works or not. But one day I'm gonna go to my parents' attic when I go visit them, and probably snatch that bag, and I'm probably have to go to a pawn shop and buy a tape deck or something like that.
Or just a digitizer. Like, there's tape decks you can get that.
Yeah.
So who's your favorite? If you had to pick between Cash and Jeff, and why?
If I had to pick between Cash Money and Jazzy Jeff, I would have to say Jeff. Because Jeff puts on a show. Mm-hmm. Cash is definitely a technician. He's surgical and very technical, and I love him for it. But Jeff is the one. Jeff can take me down memory lane hardcore.
Jeff paints a portrait when he does his sets. I mean, and everything just seems to line up, and just, even if he breaks, you know, in the middle of his set, he still just picks right up, and it just fits. I pick Jeff also. Cause
let me tell you one thing about Jeff. Everybody always mimic either Jeff or Cash. That's just a guarantee. You know, I don't care. East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, whatever. You picked one and you mimicked them when you were DJing. But one thing that I noticed that Jeff has been doing almost 20 years that I'm starting to see other DJs do is Jeff will take you down memory lane. Jeff will actually play the original over break and have you pumping, and then he'll bring in the song that sampled it.
And now that's becoming a thing.
And I'm seeing people do that, because when I seen Biz Markie do it, much love to the Biz and everything, I was like, yo, that's what Jeff does. And then when I think about it, I'm like, yo, there's thousands of records.
Do you realize now that they have 45 sets?
Yeah.
Where they drop into 45s. And they rocking off of 45s. Now listen, you gotta have a special type of hand to kill 45s.
You're right.
And now that I've been messing with the digital stuff so long, like, my hand used to be really, really light but fast. And now I'm fast, but I don't know
how light it is
anymore, because, you know, with the needles you had to be precise.
Right.
You know, and I don't know if you had order fonts.
Nah, I was long out the game by then.
So when you first buy order fonts, you gotta break them in.
Order fonts are a type of needle?
Yeah.
That's the long, slender one, right?
The aerodynamic looking one. You gotta break them in. You can't just put the needle on there and start cutting, because it don't work.
They jump all over the place.
They jump all over it, and actually it'll nick your records. So, you know how many records I had to replace because if you know how sometimes you hit the needle across the record, it'll ding it, and it'll ding it to the point it'll skip it in that spot every time you play it. Like, flip side. I had the DJS order fonts, and one night I was moving fast, and I hit the needle across the record, and my instrumental had a nick in it. So I had to, like, move the record before it got to that part, or it would skip, and then it would stick there. That's the stuff I miss, though.
But like I said, Jeff to me was the one that originated that routine. And the thing I love about that routine is that there's so much music, you don't necessarily have to do what he did for that. Because I know Jeff has played some stuff, and I'm like, oh shit, Q-Tip used that and such and such. And then when he plays, it's like, wow, and he really takes you there. So that's why I would have to pick Jeff, because Jeff overall gives me that party vibe, the strategic and everything like that. But I love Cash Money equally, because Cash dissects a fucking record. Like, when Cash Money take a record that you just listen to, and you might find one or two things to cut. Oh, Cash, man, he treats the record like a pig. He uses everything from the rooter to the tutor. Everything, whether he beat juggling, whether he's chirping, whether he's transforming, he uses everything on that record.
I think he's highly skilled, but I don't necessarily like his. It don't seem like he has a plan.
Well, here's
the
funny part about you saying they mimic one or the other, right? Remember what I was mentioning? Like, half the DJs from that time era, at least, scratched and cut in beat and out beat. So if you were somebody who was scratching in beat, you were Jeff all day. You was leaving the in beat. You were doing very much so on transitions and taking it like that whole route. Whereas with Cash Money, like you said, he's taking the road to the tutor. So everything ain't always going to sound like a plan. Everything ain't always going to sound like it's.
But it still needs to, because he is who he is. I feel like his level of clean has to be up there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And his level of clean is not always there. Some of the stuff he does is questionable. It's like, yeah, wait a minute.
But that's because
I understand it's raw. I get it's raw
because when I'm digging for that, when you know what I'm saying, the chitlins exist, bro. I feel like if I'm cutting it up like a pig, I'm gonna get some of them chitlins.
But because he is who he is, I just think like his level of hey, you know what? I need this to be tight. Mm-hmm. If he was tighter, there would be no question. He's highly skilled. Yeah. I just think he's sloppy. Can I say that?
I mean, you already did. but I love them.
Slide in the record.
I love them both. I definitely love them both, and I wish
this is the stuff I deal with. So somebody's at the station now. Mm-hmm. He sent me a picture of the board because he can't
figure out.
Nah, he don't know why his headphones ain't working, and I'm trying to help him. I'm like, dog. Yo, you don't have the air. I already see what the problem is.
Like, on another note, I love hip hop. No, you ain't got to apologize for nothing. Here, we family.
Who his favorite is overall. Like, you know how you said the DJ that most influenced you and was your favorite at that time. Who was your favorite DJ of all time?
My favorite?
Yeah.
Jay Ski.
Really? Wow.
Jay Ski, bad boy.
Listen, I used to listen to this dude. We would be sitting in a car listening to this dude. This is when he was on Q102. He's just not right. If you hear the way he can manipulate records and he can just find a spot in a record that you would never think you could cut it and drop it on time. This dude finds the most absurd, I don't know what his ears are made of, but he just listens to records different. I've told him this a million times. I'm like, yo, I don't know how you do that. And I mean, I can do it to a certain extent because people ask me a lot of times, I'm like, yo, how did you bring it in from there? But I learned that from him.
Man.
And I mean, he's just, I don't know. That he's a monster, yo.
You know, it's interesting. So because the way I'm into music, I always equate things to things, right? So to me, it's like Timbaland or Eminem. Because if you think about how Timbaland, when Timbaland makes a beat, he takes sounds that don't sound like that, and it turns into stuff.
Exactly.
Or Eminem going to rhyme something that don't rhyme, but it's going to rhyme when he said it. Like when you have people who can really manipulate things to fit different, and that's what sounds like Jay Ski kind of.
Yeah, I mean, take some time and YouTube him. Look him up. I mean, this dude he's a beast, man. I mean, he's beat more beastly than probably any other DJ out here to me. You know, it would be between Jay Ski and Revolution.
Okay.
And I met Revolution in Puerto Rico a few years ago. Actually, it was quite a few years ago. It was because before Jam Master Jay passed away. I seen Jay out at Puerto Rico. But man, them two guys, if you ever listen to them, it would change your whole view of DJing.
So Jarrell will be hitting YouTube up after this episode,
and it will make you be like, you know what? How can I be like this guy? Because that's what I ask myself every day. How can I be more like these guys? So that's why I ain't never satisfied about the level I get on, because I still ain't get to them yet. But then Jay will tell me all the time, Ari, man, you be killing it. You're dope. No.
Well, Ray,
I'm not.
Let me put this in your ear. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I'm going to definitely make it happen. I am definitely going to put together a group of individuals that came from hip-hop around our time. Both DJs and MCs, whoever still got whatever chop, because we had Breakout on here. And, you know, Breakout's comedian. Breakout was always funny comedian, but people don't remember Breakout used to rhyme. You know?
What?
So,
no, wait. Stop.
Yeah, Breakout the comedian used to rhyme.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Because him and my MC Seb, they was homies. Tight.
I remember him, I mean, just like seeing him out you know, and I just used to always big him up. I think he's doing great things.
Yeah.
He's destined for something. Something great's getting ready to happen for him.
But what I was saying, I'm gonna put something together.
A round table.
Not just a round table, but I'm gonna do something kind of like on the level of MTV Jams. Like we might have to rent a spot, and I'm gonna just do it like old school. Be like, all right, we're gonna have a DJ back there kicking it while we up here, you know, discussing what goes on, because I miss MTV Jams when I was coming up.
Yo,
when they
raps.
MTV Raps, yeah.
That's funny, right?
When they had,
you see this, right?
Yeah, I see your shirt. I remember when they had DJs on there, and I remember they had Fresco and Miz. DJ Miz was on there, and he was going against his counterpart, skinny dark skinned dude in California, and they was cutting it up and stuff like that. I miss that, because everybody, it was nothing but love. It wasn't like he was better than him or this one was better than him. It was all about love and the art form, and I miss that. I miss just brothers just getting on and be like, all right, it's such and such.
Well, see, here's the thing.
And he just goes in.
You can't really take time and do something like that with people anymore, because, see, you got guys out here, you'll teach them something, and they won't even give you the dap.
Yeah.
I've taught guys stuff, and they act like I never taught them anything.
Wow.
And I mean, it's cool.
Why do you think that is, though?
I don't know.
Because
this generation really feels that they deserve everything and that they don't have to.
Jarrell, what do you think? Like, especially like when you think about how Nicki Minaj took Lil Kim's whole 96 stick, but don't give her props for it. It's like, yo, you are Lil Kim of the new millennium.
So,
and it's much easier to give somebody props.
Into this conversation, I understand both sides. Unfortunately, to the opposite side, you have so much of the world saying figure it out, or the younger generation being judged for how they do certain things and told that they're wrong in how they do certain things, that they don't always show the respect that they
I really have to disagree with you, because somebody told me to figure it out. They told me to figure it out a lot when I was younger.
Yeah, I'm not saying that thought pattern is generational. I'm saying that for them, they feel like, oh, all right, well, if I'm figuring it out, then why are you judging me while I'm figuring it out? And a lot of times, that's how they respond to.
So figuring it out don't mean biting off of me. You know, that's not figuring it out.
Now that's a whole different subject. Now if we talking biting, because the world does lack a level of originality, right?
Originality is at a low.
But here's why. There's two major reasons why, to me, why
he's a philosopher. I like that.
Why that thing is gonna be missing here. A, it's because we live in a YouTube SoundCloud
microwave
generation where I have access to it. So because I have access to it, and think about what y'all said, right? All of you patterned your style after other. Like you heard somebody else and you was like, wow, only thing that y'all did different was say, you said specifically, you heard some stuff that he did, that Tuck did, and you was like, I want to do that like Rush. But your own creativity kicked in and said, I mean, I still got to be me. Right? Like, I couldn't help it. I tried to do it like him, but I'm me. Okay, so I got to do that. So now when you have everybody with more access, they're all doing it. Right? And they're like, okay, wait, this is what's selling. This is what's there. And then you got money, checks. And now, very few people are making that 1,000, but everybody can get the 200. So because everybody can get the 200 by doing the same thing, then you get people who, you know what I mean? So for me, like, because I'm so heavy into music, I listen to a ton of music. But I'm not afraid to listen to, you know, Jadakiss just dropped. I listen to that, which is fire. But I'm also...
did you know a lot of people saying that the album was trash?
Like, that's disrespectful.
That is disrespectful.
That album is amazing. But outside of that, I'm not going to be afraid to listen to a G Herbo album out of Chicago, even if I don't know him.
Who likes Snow Allegra?
Snow Allegra, phenomenal artist. So
I think I love her. I ain't even never seen her before. I just love her music.
You have people who will run to Summer Walker but won't listen to Ari Lennox the right way. So when you have people who just run,
she's mad cool.
She's mad, absolutely. But people,
like she's a friend on Instagram. Like she inboxes me.
But people don't look for that. They look for what's already trending, because that's what's going to equal generic fame, right? So it's people want easy and quick. And if you ask me, I blame these things far more than anything, because when I have something in my hand that's going to get it to me fast, or I can upload it fast,
It don't give you everything fast. That's for sure.
But they care about quantity versus quality. They care about how so that's where the entitlement comes from, and that's where a lot of that a lot of that mimicking comes from. Just because it's so easy, I can do it. So why not? I can just do it like you. I'm gonna get like this. Why do I have to learn the culture?
But you'd be surprised.
I heard this Vince Staples interview. It was one of the wildest things. And Vince Staples can rap, like lyrically, and he was talking, and they said to him, well, why wouldn't you need to learn the culture and learn the history? He said, so when he started listening to hip hop, he couldn't afford the records, and he just knew how to rap, and that's what he did. We're not in a world where y'all came from a time where you had to learn the culture in order to get in. Gatekeepers there was a gatekeeper, and if you couldn't move a certain way, you couldn't get in.
You didn't know the special knock, you ain't getting in.
There is no gatekeeper now. It's the internet.
That's true.
So now when everybody's doing it,
I'm telling you, he's a philosopher.
Yeah,
yo.
he is.
Okay, but
and he's sober.
Yeah, brother. But gatekeepers.
But that just opened up a whole different spectrum. Yeah. And you're right.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate to me because. I hate sometimes that I understand it because I get why it's going to be that way, and it's going to be hard to change because time moves so fast. If you look at the amount of music that the world goes through in a year, just the amount.
And guess what? Those records they're not remembered. If you realize how some records you can play them
timeless.
They're timeless.
Right.
That's exactly what I was looking for. Yo, I can go back in my 2007 because I have my crates labeled by year. I can go back to 2007 and I'll play a record for you and you'll be like, oh man, I don't remember that.
Yeah. You get one or two amazing, not that they're always great records, but amazing records to the world a year now. Which before, because of how music trended, you got more. Like you could just a record would last a lot longer. Now you get one or two that's gonna last. You know what I'm saying? Like you still have a Bobby Shmurda Money Dance type of record that lasts, but it's
4 to 6 weeks and a record is done.
Yeah.
Like I'm burnt on records. Like I can get a new record, be like, oh man, this is fire. Boom, 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 boom. I play it. 6 weeks after,
done.
I'm like, somebody asked me for it in a party. Yo, you got that new? New? That ain't new.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. That ain't new. What are you talking about?
Streaming changes now. Also, when you look at what artistry does in creativity, everybody couldn't. Unfortunately, I think a lot of artists DJ, I don't care what you did. If you came out in the late 90s to early 80s, this is why I salute you in that whole capacity, because when streaming hit, people couldn't transition well. A lot of artists fell off. And when I say artists, I'm talking DJs, I'm talking musicians, I'm talking everything. They fell off because streaming hit and they couldn't keep it going, right? Because when the world changes, if you don't know how to keep up, it puts you in your
that's what keeps you relevant too. Yeah, I've been DJing for 30 plus years.
Yeah.
But the reason I'm still relevant is because you gotta adapt to change, accept it, embrace it. Even the music, the music's trash. A lot of it's trash, but, I look for something good in the music and be like, you know what? I can work with this.
You know what's overrated, what's underrated, or what's misconstrued, right? Again, now I'm the young boy on this show, so now I gotta speak for my generation. So
35-year-old young boy, he already told us how old we are and shit.
I'm a baby. Okay, in this room, I'm a baby in all facets.
We all still learning, yo.
And I pay homage and I respect my elders.
We still learning, though. We all still learning.
I'm barely old enough to drink in front of y'all, motherfuckers. I had to show my ID when she handed me this. But in reality, the where the world is at in lyrics are trash.
Amen.
That lyrics aren't as good because you get SoundCloud and you get so many. It's just oversaturated, right? But it's not that music is always bad.
That I agree with that because you get them records and you got good production and the beats.
Right. I love to quote Das Effects when I say bum skiggity bum stiggity bum. Okay, that was nobody ever gonna tell me that those bars was crazy. Okay, I refuse to say that a true foosnick was killing it. We're not doing that. I refuse. Like,
cut it out.
Like, I'm sorry, it's just not. But there's so much more music that the Greg Nice?
Yeah.
Man, bro.
I got a funky rhyme with a funky style.
Smooth could spit. Greg Nice? He was a mean DJ. Okay, but they gave him a mic. I don't know what that was.
He's terrible.
I'm just being honest about
that's why we make such a great pair. But let me do this real quick, and then we can continue the conversation. Cause I do got get my closing and everything. Yes, but we still gonna vibe out and everything. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Rated R up here, and I appreciate, Rated R coming through and showing some love.
Pleasure to be here, man. Thank you.
Jarrell, man, I don't know. I couldn't do this show without you, bro. I love you, man. You the best little brother I never had. I'm telling you, I love you to death. Ladies and gentlemen, this was BOREDinDE. If you haven't already, subscribe to the site. You can go to www.BOREDinDE.com on Instagram, Twitter, and Instagram, Twitter's,
Facebook? You on Facebook?
Yeah, we're on Facebook at BOREDinDE. But yeah, Instagram and Twitter is at BOREDinDE. Actually, because some of my younger fans got on me, I created what's called a TikTok. And
oh, Lord.
Yeah, because I got some younger listeners that they come at me like that. So they's like, yo, Big Top. Well, actually, they call me Unc. They're like, Unc, you got to get on TikTok. So I just created one. I don't have nobody following me, so hopefully, if you find me on there, I'm on there. I'm BOREDinDE. Yeah, kind of think like
it's
Vine and stuff like that.
A Snapchat.
Yeah.
I don't even do Snapchat, man.
But like I said, when the public asks, I do. So, BOREDinDE, www.BOREDinDE.com, on Instagram and Twitter at BOREDinDE. I appreciate y'all checking us out.
Thank you for having me, man. I enjoyed it.
Oh, man, I enjoyed having you here. But we still going to keep stuff rolling. Walk. It's just I got to get that drop in, you know what I mean? And until next time, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, peace.